Hi, Mr. Samir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Afrin. Good to be here with you.
Good to have you with us over here today. I am very excited for this interaction. I think throughout the journey with you in this program, you've always had such wonderful insights to offer. And I, for one, cannot wait to hear about how much you have evolved over the last 12 weeks. And as a result of that, inspire people in your way. So let's begin. And I've had the honor of knowing you for the last so many weeks, but I would like for our audience to have that same pleasure. So why don't we go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you, Afrin. My name is Samir Sharma. I'm 28 years plus experience in telecom and working for a multinational organization. So I'm old enough, but I can tell about it, right? I handled from push button telephones, rotary phones, the pagers, mobile phones, and now to artificial intelligence and cloud computing. So it's been a journey for me, Afrin.
All right. I want to know more about how you've evolved. But before we get on to that, I want to ask you a question that we get asked a lot about, the program from participants who have not yet joined the program, who are looking to learn communication intelligence, they're looking to apply it. So, one of the very common questions that we get asked is that this program is for working professionals, and the live sessions happen on weekdays, the evenings, and a lot of times people think, why not weekends? Now that you have been a part of the program, and I think you've realized that everything in the program happens for a reason, how would you answer that question that people often ask us?
I would say this is a lifetime opportunity, right? I don't know how it clicked, but once it's clicked, I think this program has not only making you aware about the internal and external communication, but I think you're getting aware of yourself. It is so structured. Everybody put lot of efforts to get to this level. The personal transformation, I think you can start seeing happening from the first week itself. And it's basically your neural wiring is getting changed. It's a better coordination between your internal and external world, which is really marvelous. I attended dozens of such programs in the past, but they lose relevance over time. But Zenith Communication Intelligence Program has really, marked on my life, and it is going to be there forever.
Now, what I want to know, very curious to know about Mr. Samir, is the fact that when you came into the program, I remember having the need analysis call with you. And the first thing that you had mentioned to me was the fact that you want to have a very futuristic approach in your communication. You want to speak like a visionary. And over the last couple of weeks, you have had an opportunity, you've had a couple of opportunities to show that side of your communication across various forums across the globe. So I want to know, how was your communication earlier, and how has it evolved up until this point in time, as far as how you come off to your leadership and how visionary and futuristic your communication is coming off as?
Correct. I think I would say because when you are basically doing a multitasking, you are always basically, having a lot of clutter in your mind. So that was the one thing I was really struggling when you're doing the multitasking. And then also when you have, because so many things to do, listening is also a problem. You become a selective listener over time. You basically hear the things which is important to you, but you don't basically pay attention to the smallest of the details. So that was the basically the way I was basically dealing with my day to day.
And that was having an impact on how clearly you were able to communicate.
Yeah, no, that has a big impact. I think out of this program, I'm very structured because one of the first and foremost thing in my mind, let's focus on one thing. You have to be empathetic listener, because if you're not paying attention, I think half of the battle is lost. Uh, there's some good information which have been missing. So my focus is on empathetic listening now. I'm able to structure my thoughts well, and everything is all about the preparation, right? If you prepare well for your meetings, for your discussion, if you're taking notes, you become a strategic thinker. You become a basically, you are thinking overall, not focused into one area.
And I think what you've said is very important, Mr. Samir, not just because preparation is important, but also because there has to be a certain structure to your presentation. So when we talk about your communication coming off as futuristic and showing a visionary mindset, I think when you have a certain structure to your preparation that shows that visionary mindset, that's the kind of research you engage in, that's the kind of understanding you try to gather about your audience. And that's ultimately what very greatly impacts whether or not you're able to get that across to your audience. And with that regard, I'd really like to know your personal life has also experienced a lot of change. The relationship that you share with your family now has evolved a lot. So, what would you like to say about that? How was it earlier and how's
Yeah,
that now?
that has a very profound impact on my personal life. Being a techie, I was always thinking about the way you need to approach everything is illogical, right? But the important lesson I learned, when you are interacting with the people, it is more of emotions, not illogical, right? That helped me to connect with everyone, starting from my mother, my children, my wife. I don't basically try to judge them on the basis of how logical they are, but I try to read their emotions well now, and that has basically, you know my relation has been much stronger than before. I can say that.
And so, Mr. Samir, I'm very interested to know how have the people in your personal and professional life started seeing you differently?
Yeah, first of all, I think the professional life, right? So being structured, one of the big thing is when you start listening and structuring your thoughts, people pay attention to your what you're saying. And I have been basically handling the global colleagues. I have been working with them. I have global teams as well. When you are structured enough and you are listening to their issues and their feedback, it start giving results immediately, because you immediately get connected with them, and they start understanding you are there to solve their problem. Even if you're not able to solve it quickly, at least you are listening them very patiently and empathetically. So that's a big change happened in my professional life. I was a very selective listener. That was the reason I was feeling, some of the relation has not gone to that maturity level. Once I joined this program, people would like to be around me, right? People would like to discuss and share more with me. That's the big change. On a personal front, I spend good time with my daughter, not to be judgmental, not to be preachy all the time, but more on, understanding her point of view, right? Even my son's point of view. So they feel that something has changed. Father has been paying a lot of attention and he's basically more caring than before. It's just how your mental state is, how structured you are. It really impacts your professional and personal life.
Shows on your face. That's my favorite part. That, the moment you start working on your internal communication, starting with your not to do list and Kaizen, your face entirely changes. The happiness that you feel, it just spreads across. It has a ripple effect in the people in your life, and we can feel it when you come in the live sessions as well. And that's my favorite part of it.
Right.
The next question that I want to ask you, Mr. Samir, is more related to the fact about now you have completed the program. So this is a question that comes from people who haven't joined communication intelligence yet. They wanted to apply for the program and they often wonder if 12 weeks are enough for change, for transformation. And they wonder that if 12 weeks are enough, then what is the guarantee that they will grow? What would you say to someone asking a question like that?
Okay, I would say 12 weeks is definitely, you feel very less when you are part of this program, but the transformation begins in the first week itself, right? You don't want this program to be over in your life, though it's a very taxing, after basically hard day at work. and spending your late evenings to midnight. But this program is really doing wonder. There is a glue, there is a bond, and you're not even basically, you are feeling you're growing in terms of the communication. I think you get connected with the universe. I think people have to feel that you're connected with the universe. You are getting all the blessing. You see the basically love all around, and top of that, you are scientifically learning the communication intelligence, which is going to help your internal and external communication to align. I would say it's not enough. We want this course should go on for life, but the transformation start in the first day itself. I must say that, Afrin.
Beautiful. I'm very interested to ask you more about the fact that, you said that it's very time consuming. It's not as from where I'm standing, it's not in terms of the fact that you have to, sit in front of long and boring lectures. It's about the fact that because you're looking to grow, there are certain assignments that you have to do, there are certain live sessions that you have to engage in. And so you have invested a lot of time and money in the program. What has your return on that investment been? Has it been worth it?
Absolutely. I think I cherish those basically assignment. I really love those session assignments, spending time, and even over the weekend, whenever I get time, I open my notes. I note, I go through my note to do list. It's worth. It's reminding every day. You have to be better person tomorrow. And some of the lesson I learned. The challenges are part of life. But if you're Zenith, if you basically learn this technique, you're going to be better person tomorrow. Setbacks, the challenges are not going to disturb you at all. It's a basically, it's a way of life, I would say, Afrin. I think I'm basically very excited. Probably I'm basically adding more to it, but this is exactly I'm feeling every day coming out of this program.
I love what you said about challenges. I think usually, we surround our life around challenges. We think that our life is all about challenges, but actually, challenges are a part of life. And I love how you phrased that. Speaking of, your assignments and your forums and all of that, over the 12 weeks, there have been different aspects of the curriculum. So there are your Zenith Mastermind live sessions, you have your discussion forums, you have assignments and feedbacks and video trainings and assignments on the portal. How have all of these different aspects of the curriculum contributed to your growth?
Yeah, so this program has been crafted very beautifully. I can say that there is definitely a scientific approach when you are going into the live session, and then you are going with session with offering for instilling those values, those learning into your life. And those sessions, all the assignment, it makes sure that it is not any other course, right? It gets into your mind, heart, and the way you are going to live your life. The reason is some of the programs is they are so superficial. You go through the presentation and it doesn't help you. But here the basically belief system is it has to get into your life, your mind, your heart and soul. So I really like that the way it has been instilled into your, people tend to forget, but this program is really instilling you as part of your life curriculum.
When we met in your need analysis and I mentioned that we want intelligence, the communication intelligence to be a part of your subconscious, that came true, is it?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I was thinking, I was thinking the intelligent communication or communication intelligence, is it either God gifted or because it learned at a very early stage of the life? But I understand there is a science behind it. If it is done properly, the way it has been done in the basically Zenith, nobody can do it.
So, how you mentioned about even making sure that you're going back to your not to do list on weekends. I think that kind of dedication and intention is very important to make sure that you're driving the results that you're here for. And that plays an equally important role. And on that, I think you have been a great inspiration to the entire batch that you've been with.
Thank you.
At the center of all of this growth, Mr. Samir, there has been one main factor, and that's your mentor, Gurleen ma'am. And you are someone who is very experienced. You would have undergone so many trainings over the last so many years. For you, what makes Gurleen ma'am stand out as a mentor?
Really, ma'am, what should I say? Because she's like a Zen, right? So she's not a basically the way you're saying it's mentor. I would say mentor, coach, healer, connect you to the world. She's amazing, right? End of the day, the one person I started admiring in my life, that's Gurleen ma'am. And when you listen to her or interact with her, it looks like you're talking to a saint, right? She has the basically epitome of power, right? Epitome of energy, positivity all around. I can see the basically, my face was glowing right along with my colleagues who were part of this program, and how much, the pain has gone from their life, not in terms of just about the communication intelligence, but overall the positivity, power, and energy they were getting out of that. And this is all we have seen sincere gratitude towards Gurleen ma'am. She has done the wonders. I never thought of somebody can do at this level.
You have so beautifully expressed yourself, Mr. Samir. I have absolutely nothing to add. I resonate with every single word of what you said. And I must say, Mr. Samir, this has been an absolutely wonderful interaction. I understand that, it's very late for you right now and you still took out the time for this interview. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we conclude with the people who are watching this interview today?
I would say, if nothing else, this program is going to change your life forever. Whenever you get time, whenever you get because cycles, make sure that you're part of this program and you will remember this is a really life-changing event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Samir. This has been an incredibly insightful interaction and I'm very grateful for your time. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Afrin.